Like that little chap on crutches down there, hobbling. Be tibia to lower leg plaster. Right. Just about getting used to my little place here. I'm booked in for another week. Right. So, I'm not a child. I am actually 64 years old. I'm just short of my pension. I originally started training to be a medical doctor. I have been managing director of my own pretty small computing company. I have been around the block. I'm being treated much worse than an animal. Not by the prison people at the big main jail, Newcastle there. It covers right up to Berwick and so on, down to Durham, I think. You know, you're just another body, and the food actually was quite good. You literally could just ask for, you had a choice of four. You had lasagna, chicken curry, very good, very nice chicken curry, sweet and sour chicken, and cottage pie. And I mean, you push the bell and wait, but there were people came round, and they were half-hourly checks, right? If you come in drunk, as they do, you can choke on your own vomit and stuff, so you get minus points if someone dies in custody, I'm afraid. So I can't really fault the actual treatment of me there at all. It was the rape part of it is because it's against my will. I've done nothing wrong. I never thwacked a child. Oh, please. But the suggestion that I might have thwacked a child is actually what hurts. That's the rape part of it. It's so sad. All I try to do is bring love into this world. And here I am, up before the big... I definitely want Crown Court. Definitely. I don't trust magistrates. Just some little person or persons, right, making up their own minds. No way. Okay, I'm insist on waiting for Crown Court. So that probably means 6 months wait. Out in the cold somewhere. Anyway, I'll survive. I'm paid up for a week, £250. So I've got a whole week here, settled from tomorrow. I'm paid up tonight. The money will come from somewhere. I'm really not up to sleeping in the blooming porch of a Baptist church. Like an animal. I've never been an animal. I've always been on a pilgrimage with Christ. Always. I've never been homeless. I've always been on a pilgrimage with Christ. These are Christ's words. Birds of the air have nests, foxes have holes, but I have nowhere to lay my head. So who am I to complain? And I don't. I accept the life I have as a privilege. It is. My former wife, I'm hobbling about on a broken leg. Absolutely because of my former wife. I've fallen off horses all my life, on and off. I mean, I tend not to fall off, actually, to be honest. If the truth were told, I mean, I almost never fall off, quite frankly. But I do know how to fall off a horse. But my head was with the fairies. My former wife had just taken everything, and I don't know. I was a bit bewildered. I fell badly. But I only broke my leg. Christopher Reeve broke his neck. What I loved about Christopher Reeve, Superman, the actor, well, his wife stuck with him, right? From death till death us do part, are the words in the sort of normal marriage service. And she stuck with him. And I really admired her for that. And somehow, miraculously, there's a child as well. I'm not quite sure how all that was organised, but there's a third child, I believe, of that marriage. He's dead now, Christopher Reeve. God is miraculous. This is a pinprick compared to what I've been through in the last 31 years, emotionally. It's still rape, though. I mean, I've done nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I just turned up, got on with my life. I found there's blooming drugs around me. These blasted people, no adjectival pronouns, started offering me weed, drugs. Well, I'm not having that. They started it. Drugs on St. Michael's Square in Alnwick. Drugs dealing, dirty little drugs deals, cars turning up at funny times of the day and night, all of that crap associated with drugs dealing. It's going on there now. And the police aren't tackling it, and I don't understand that. They're just trying to get rid of me. I really am going to take this line. Mr. Winton Keenan, the Chief Constable of the Northumbrian Police, he's got 6,000 people he manages. Looks like he's a sort of straight kind of chap. But I think there's some dirty laundry there amongst the police as well. And the easiest thing in their perspective is to kind of get rid of me. Not if God led me there, and I believe God has led me there. I'm there for St. Aidan, St. Cuthbert, the Venerable Bede, King Oswald, all of whom were around in the years about AD 600, 650, 732, I think is the last date. And there are lots of others too, Christians. So if God's called me there, that's God's will. And you can't argue with that. I'm merely being an instrument of God's will by booking in and, sorting out the house and all the rest of it. The feed came through on St. George's Day, April the 23rd. Excuse me, I've got a snuffle. 1 a.m. in the morning, house in Alnwick, bang, knew it was right. By 3 o'clock, paid the first deposit, bang, just like that. Now, it just went along like that. I hadn't seen the house, but it was in Alnwick. I could walk to Morrison's. There's a nice big Morrison's there. It's my bad leg. I don't have to get a bus or a cab or anything. I've just blown £10, £5 each way just to get to Tesco's from here. I could walk it, but it would just totally wipe me out for days afterwards. So I won't. Anyway, it's 10 squid down the tubes just to get there and back. Right, so it all worked out fine. And I just felt that was what God wanted. Well, I mean, these people are setting themselves up. I want nothing to do with them. I'm not in the slightest bit interested in their lives. You know, as a Christian, I must love them. Yes, fine. Obviously. You know, I can tell you this story. So there was a man torturing another man, pulling out his nails. This was told to me by the dean at the Cathedral and Abbey Church of St. Albans, this story, but I've never forgotten it. Some years later, there was a man offering another man Holy Communion, and the man's hands who were offering the Holy Communion were the ones without the nails, and the man receiving communion was the man who'd pulled his nails out, and he still offered the communion. So if you think, anyone thinks I'm harbouring hatred in my heart, it's rubbish. It's utter, total, utter rubbish. Codswallop. Balderdash. Amen. I like my little chapel down there, but actually I can't get big candles yet at the moment, so I've just got my tea light. There's light, the light of Christ shining here. Amen.